Welcome to Silicon Valley Asian Business Talk.
So hello, everyone. This is Roger Chen from University of San Francisco Center for Business Studies and Innovation Asia Pacific. First of all, welcome Larry Lee, and thank you for supporting us. Would you please briefly introduce yourself?
Hi, Professor Chen. Thank you for your invitation. It is an honor to be working with you. As myself, my name is Larry Lee. I have a kind of more than 600,000 followers on Douyin, or the Chinese version of TikTok. I'm a founding partner of Amino Capital. The fund has been around for more than 10 years. We're headquartered in downtown Palo Alto. We invest almost 300 companies, and more than 15 of them become a unicorn, and more than 30 of them grow into 100 million to 1 billion valuation companies. We have quite a few partners who has been working together with me on the fund, Amino Capital. We are very technical. Most of them has a PhD in science and engineering. Myself, I have a master degree. That's why I have a called Master Lee, but now this name is not may not be politically correct. So we need to think about a better English name. Very fortunate we got on the Midas list last month, which is like the Oscar for investors. And also, as I mentioned, during the pandemic, in order to work, to communicate with partners and entrepreneurs, I get on the TikTok. Also, during the pandemic, I wrote a book together actually with my team. The title is The Logic of Investment. It's published by Tsinghua publisher. It was written last year actually, but during the pandemic, it was published early this year.
Discussion topic: New ventures, how to build data competitive advantages.
In your kind of overall analysis of the new ventures you invest or not invest, one of the key kind of a component is the so-called competitive strength or advantage, and also whether those ventures are able to sustain those competitive advantages. Could you elaborate, what are the indicators you typically look at it to tell you whether these new ventures have or, has or does not have the competitive advantage, or whether those advantages are sustainable or not sustainable?
Right. So actually, the currently with this AI, and it's very difficult to keep competitive if you just don't change anything. You always have to be creative. I always have to be very focused, customer focused. So that's only two things that can make you survive, can make you thrive. Any repetitive work, right? Any repetitive work, it doesn't matter if it's physical or mental. Repetitive work will be replaced by either machine or computers. Specifically with the ChatGPT, right? Even you write an article, the GPT can write a lot faster, a lot better. So, but you have to be creative. So for the company to be more creative and to be more customer focused, the real effect, the real result is the accumulation of your customer, the interaction with the customer. And then that's a result of accumulating valuable data. And then based on the data, based on your interaction with the customer, you improve your service. That's the real moat. That's the real moat for a company right now. Actually, that's the one we call so-called data moat. That's the only moat. Everything else is replaceable by other people or other companies. It's easy. It's easy. So the talking is cheap here in terms of accumulating data. In order to do that, you really has to be very creative. You really has to be very customer focused. Just like I have a lot of examples in the book, but some of them, because I gained this insight from a lot of portfolio companies I have invested or I have advised, but because many of them are confidential information. So in the book, I based on those experience, I find some similar stories in the public domain. So in that way, I can explain things with a good example without disclose a lot of confidential information of the companies that I'm working with. In this case, I want to give example of Google, right? Google has market shares, search shares of 97%.
In the
Okay.
search business, right? Yeah.
Yeah, in the search business, has 97%. Actually, it's like a snowball. When they get started, people like to use it, and then people start to interact with it. So basically, my partner, Dr. Hui Kan, said, for Google, the customer reaction actually counts a lot more for the success of their search than their own algorithm. User behavior is how user can interact with your system that provides you a lot more insight, a better intelligence. So that's why it doesn't matter Yahoo or Microsoft spend billions and hire many professors or PhDs, they cannot catch up because they don't have the user interaction anymore. Well, same thing is here now, like OpenAI now get the initial attraction, then Google's stock valuation go down by 100 billion.
Yeah.
Same reason, because the expert concerns that if people start to interact with OpenAI or with Microsoft, then there are less and less people will interact, will use Google's service. Then that snowball will stop rolling, and then Microsoft's snowball will start rolling. So that's the real concern. That's why one ChatGPT can make $100 billion difference for Google stock. So this is the example, just back to the original question. This is called so-called the data moat. Once you have a data, the data on the surface, the data is really the customer that you can track. That's the real competitive advantage. Yeah.
Thank you. Actually, this is very, very good example. You basically give us a detailed explanation. So in your sense, actually, first of all, in your example, the real advantage comes from the data, but data is not very simple concept. Data actually behind the data is the continuous interaction between the company and the customer, which give the company more and more insights, and also, because it's very sticky, so they do not switch to the competitor, which give the company a lot of competitive advantages. And you use the Google and OpenAI is a great example.
Yeah, same thing with my book, right? It's a book in Chinese. I sold on JD, but also in US, I put it on Amazon. Actually, without the cost of the book itself, every book from Amazon, they charge like $13 per book.
Oh.
So if the cost of the book is like $9, then the total cost actually is 22 or some dollars already. So Amazon can charge me so much because they have the data moat, right? Because I want to put on Amazon, people can write a comment and people can communicate. That's the value they provide, and that's how much they charge.
Thank you for watching.